In this video, I will evaluate my own digital footprint. I will research and discover what kind of online presence I portray to the public. The goal throughout this project is to determine what information is available online if I were to search my name on the internet, how does my online presence reflect my faith, and lastly, what kind of impact might I have on my students based on my online presence. When I was introduced to this project, I was excited but at the same time skeptical. It's always a little bit scary knowing what you would find on the internet about yourself. I started off by signing out of all my accounts, that way I could get a clean search. I then typed in my first and last name into Google. The results for the first 3 pages showed no sign of me. This was very surprising to me because I am an active user of Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. One thing that I did find out by researching my first and last name into Google was that there are numerous people with the same first and last name as myself, so this could have either a negative impact or a positive impact with the amount of Melissa Rodriguez's that do pop up on the first page. Even though I was surprised that my name did not pop up for my Facebook, Instagram, or Pinterest, a little part of me was not surprised at all that my name did not show up. For all my social media accounts, as far as Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter, I use my first name and middle name for my user account profile names. Even though I typed in my first and last name into Google and found no results of myself, I still wanted to see if I were to type in my first name and middle name and see what kind of online presence switched or changed. I went ahead and typed in my first name and my middle name into the Google search bar, and surprisingly, nothing showed up on the first 2 pages of Google. I went ahead and clicked the image link for Google, and also nothing showed up of me. However, again, when I did search for Melissa Nicole, a lot of names did pop up, but again, none of them were me. Reflecting on my results that I found when researching my name, nothing was too surprising or out of the ordinary. I've always been a very private person, and when creating my social media accounts, I have always used my first name and my middle name. As a 5th grade teacher, I know my students will or already have researched my name into Google. Also, as a Christian educator, I know I have to be the best role model and teacher for my students. Image has a lot to do with the amount of influence we have towards our students, and I'm always making sure to lead with example inside and outside of my classroom. Lastly, I do believe my online presence as an educator can have a significant impact on my students. Students, especially the young ones, watch everything their teachers do in the classroom. I know from experience when I was young, I had a lot of awesome teachers growing up. They all had a huge positive impact on my life, so by reflecting on my experiences, I have somewhat of an idea of what my students may be thinking. I never want to disappoint my students or lead them in the wrong direction, especially if it's due to my online presence. Through this experience, I have learned to be even more cautious and aware of my surroundings. It was definitely a great experience researching myself and seeing what is out there.